like bombing knocker drop though. Their demolition crew, now, they're looking to cut things down. And oh my goodness, the classic Gwen.
Yeah, the problem with locking in this Cassante here is you allow Clear to have a fantastic matchup and solve the... I mean, look, it's Kai'Sa, you have some magic damage, right? But you get to now really have both damage types quite nicely here.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Let's jump into the Rift and witness game number 1. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure why I said witness game number 1, because we will be, I guess, actively involved in the commentary of game number 1.
We'll witness it and then speak about it.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of happening at the same time, right? Yeah. As we got the little elf Tristana, like the throwback to one of the oldest Winter Veil type situations there. Was it called Winter Veil?
I don't know.
I just called it Christmas the whole time. So
that's what I always think. Yeah. Every time it's slightly...
Sometimes leaping to his demise, other times finding those resets. As he is going to dive forward, Emperor's Divide is going to get flashed. As you can see, Carrier going to get booped back by the Buster Shot from Closer. So no first blood just yet, but Flash now down on Closer. No one did.
Yeah,
Scuttle doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know what... That was a bit strange, but...
Maybe the Scuttle actually just vacated. It was thinking about turning up here, and instead it's like, nah, I'm going topside. No.
Pressure in towards the mid game, and Clear being a little bit far behind here means Faker's got
him getting incremental advantages. Owner is going to be able to move in and grab himself the Rift Herald.
Off it today, and it's weird. Okay, Faker, nice dodge.
Yeah, ult is just going to miss, and Faker shifts the sands, and he's going to be absolutely fine.
The veteran top laner now going to get a plate is over here.
Finding some aggression as Gumayusi does still have Featherstorm available as he flashes. Guma is finally going to use it, but he will get taken down. Teddy gets into the brush there as well as Carrier is in trouble. And Leona's going to follow him. That is going to be the kill going over to the jungler. 2 swift ones for LIIV SANDBOX exactly when they needed it.
Okay, see if Faker can make a play happen here. Nope. The rocket jump going to allow Closer to...
Yeah, it does have a couple of assists, but getting some money onto the Sejuani will make her more tanky for that front line, and I think that Teddy should be able to get some kills later in the game. We've had some Kai'Sa experiences in the past. Clean up not too hard. As Rift Herald's going to be able to get a bit of a charge here. I believe all the money goes over to Owner as Faker wasn't quite in the vicinity, but
for LIIV SANDBOXes. Now they're going to commit.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp coming forward here as the ulti does come through. Teddy going to avoid it there relatively well. Teleport's coming in as Zeus turns up. Has a Q3 and Kyle says, I think I'm going to have to sacrifice myself for this one. As, look at that, the Rift Scuttler was doing a dragon impression. That was kind of cute. Still, LIIV SANDBOX do manage the button. But better to be safe than sorry in these instances. Still could have potentially got himself a bit of an advantage as Faker taking a bit of damage there. His crown is now popped. And Closer just standing here and DPSing him down. The rapid fire working out quite well. Emperor's Divide will find him. Buster Shot is interestingly used. I'm going to leave it at that. And Faker is now still looking for a way out. Willa comes on through here. As he does have shifting sands. He's placing down some sand soldiers. There's a flash, but he does get interrupted. And there is the permafrost. Willa will lock down the kill. It's a solo in the end. As Closer, he was pretty busy.
He doesn't have flash. They're going to use the Herald for some additional prio takeaway here. So LIIV SANDBOX going to lose control momentarily.
Yeah, they do manage to get this Rift Herald down. Second Herald, fantastic for trying to secure these third Drake situations. It is just going to be the turret that will be eradicated, and now T1 pushing forward. Willa has to get out of there. Winter's Bite a little bit slow.
So valuable to get this turret and turn it into Sundisk here for T1. Look at the damage they're layering in here before this objective even starts.
Yeah, manages to get a double charge as well. I'm actually kind of surprised that that is available as Clear is moving all the way down here. Control Ward is going to be spotted as Owner will spot Clear, but he is the elusive Gwen. Is one of the only champions here that just doesn't care about Nature's Grasp.
Teddy can't really get in here. I think LIIV SANDBOX should consider giving this up because, I mean, this is just a really hard fight to take without your AD carry so far away, and they're rushing it down.
I mean, Killer Instinct is a big deal. He can get there at a moment's notice if he does just get in range of that ulti, and now the Nature's Grasp comes through. That is going to be the dragon secured, and oh, the Glacial Prison. Just not quite enough ergs on that one. Could have thrown it a little there. Could have good old Sejuani, but she did not manage to do so. And LIIV SANDBOX will just give it up. They don't lose a fight, though, and so it is a gold advantage, but that is mainly the turret falling in mid lane.
But they're just going to get a second.
This one going to add to it.
I mean, this is what Faker brings to this team. You know, with Poby here, I don't know if you make the same...
Drakes. then I don't really mind what composition you have. You got four fiery dragons and that big old buff. You're going to be feeling absolutely fantastic, as Emperor's Divide's going to miss onto Closer there. Was a little bit early, actually, to be honest.
Worked. As now going in on the Faker.
Yeah, some more aggression comes down as Faker's Shifting Sands is going to be blocked. Willa doing a bit of an umpty impression here as Clear is going to fight Zeus, but it is not a fair one. The all-out does come through. Now some needlework finally being utilized as Zeus trying to get himself out of there. Gumushi going to get sliced up. Let's see what Clear can actually do. There's the flash, gets the snip as the Feather Storm does come through. Gumushi now trying his hand, and he will be able to finish this one off as LIIV SANDBOX.
They're doing better.
You got two in the bottom lane. We're going to take this big old purple worm, and we'll see whether they can. Teleport from Zeus will get him in here as Kyle is just trying to be frustrating. Will is in the back of the pit, but it's Owner that takes away this Baron. Faker is taken low, but Kyle, I don't know whether you're going to be able to win out that 1v1 as now Teddy is just dead. And LIIV SANDBOX get catastrophically demolished.
Oh man, that's a 4,000 gold lead for T1 now. Baron buff could allow them to take more of falling like paper.
They certainly are. Closer is going to be able to take one towards the top side, but I don't know whether that is going to help you out here as T1 is knocking on their back door. Zeus going to move in, and he is an absolute monster. The unfettered Cassante just comes out of the top lane that he's been dominating and continues to do so as Teddy off to the side. See whether there is going to be engaged. Finally, Willa finds an ultimate, but still not going to do anything at all, and this inhibitor will fall down. So and 50 seconds. I want to be on that front foot as Gumushi is going to take this dragon for free. It's going to be no response here from LIIV SANDBOX, who just
shining through. He's got 70 CS the lead, and look at the plays he's making.
Two-man Q going to come through here as Willa gets slowed down momentarily. We do have the miss down for the Gwen. That's going to keep her safe and sound as that's an ulti onto Faker, but he is just autoing with these Sand Soldiers. Kyle is very close to being stunned as Zeus dives forward, and that is Clear being taken out. There's an Emperor's Divide onto Kyle, but Faker just explodes, and now LIIV SANDBOX may have an opportunity, but I don't think so. In goes Owner. Closer goes out, though. Does have the jump available once again, as that is going to be the feathers flying, and that is a dead Willa. T1 now look to push further forward, and Teddy, not a lot of options here, doesn't have his killer instinct.
Yeah, I don't think you want to mess around with this one. He knows the ults are down, but you've just got to be so respectful here. The problem is T1 will just take another inhibitor. Closer over here on the bottom side is just trying to keep this Nexus turret alive, so another inhibitor will absolutely fall at the worst case scenario for T1. They get out of here. If Teddy decides to ult in and this backfires, they could just win the game. So he has to kind of added APs.
Yeah, that like, helps.
You know, the Maokai also doing a lot of AP damage here. His teleport's coming in, maybe last fight of the game.
Yeah, we're going to see whether Willa can get there, but he definitely cannot. There's the Nature's Grasp. Willa's going to flash to try and get himself out. His Closer is kind of free hitting. There's an Emperor's Divide, but it's only on to Clear, who dives forward. Snip, everyone. That is going to be at least one of the kills, but it's only Faker that has fallen so far. Carrier limping away. There's a big old Q. Riot, are you here? And Zeus is going to be able to pick that one comfortably up, and Owner is just going to smash back Clear. This is gorgeous play from T1 as they split the aggro beautifully. Carrier with the cute little steal away.
That was a shout out to Ox right there.
Yeah, once again, it's only Faker that falls.
Only Faker dies.
In, and that is going to be the end of the game.
Oh man, Zeus' performance on this Cassante, insane. He procs that. Gargoyle Stone Plate goes up into the thick of things, looks vulnerable, he says, Gwen popping off in a team fight? I don't think so, not on my watch. Level 17 in this game, 3-0-7, and absolutely my vote for POG. T1 crushing this first game.
Yeah, this was just obliteration. They will be able to take down the Nexus. No one...
But they're going to play Zeri instead. And I think that if you opt into the Lissandra here, the Tristana power spike comes so much later because she is not going to have the same amount of resources and experience that a mid Tristana is. So they want to opt into having this into the mid lane, which can be a pretty decent matchup into the Ahri.
It's T1. We'll see whether they can just control themselves to a victory as we get into game 2. Ooh, T1 fans in full voice here as we get to see base skin Tristana for what feels like the first time in forever. She has so many skin options that most of our other players do elect to choose one of them, but Faker is Faker, and so he's not going to. So for the second time this season, we are going to see it. And
Yeah.
the second time Faker's played it.
And also, you know, let's talk about some of the early game stuff that could happen here, because Faker has a lot of agency in this matchup. Zeus obviously has an old count, and Faker holding down mid lane. It's going to be tough for a contest here for LIIV SANDBOX. No 6 for Willer.
Yeah, Control Ward does go in. He has Flash to try and get aggressive as Faker is in this brush. He's going to have to rocket jump, but now he's away from this dragon. Carrier comes down. There is the smite from the Nocturne. Carrier's dashing away, but Owner's burning down, and that is going to be the kill. Going over to Closer. He's now spirit rushing forward, looking for all that essence, and there's the Flash. Double kill for the Ahri. And LIIV SANDBOX, this is a better start.
That was a beautiful play from LIIV SANDBOX. They see, okay, Faker's coming down. We're going to have a pause. They see, put it on 0.25 speed as we're back in.
Here we go! Zeus! Oh my god, look at that! He managed to find some swords.
Yeah,
he managed to find the shop. Everything's A-okay.
So it looks like he had steel caps before. That wasn't his inventory, but he wanted to buy swords. He's got swords. Faker's got plates.
He does. Reset.
Faker's just been so bold tonight. Is Willer over here?
Oh my god, he stole it! It's 6 health! That is so rude!
Yeah, Owner's not going to be happy about that one, but I think he's going to be pretty happy with the fact that Faker guaranteed prio.
Now throw down to guarantee control of this Drake pit. Still, they are going to dive in. They managed to catch out Faker! Kyle's going to get the stun, and Willer's going to pick up the kill. The Herald will get a charge, but LIIV SANDBOX, they managed to take down Faker in the mid lane, so 3-0 now in kills, and LIIV SANDBOX have pulled all of that control back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like history repeats itself. It's almost the exact same type of play. They collapse in. This time, Willer has ultimate, of course, that can drop the paranoia down. Closer having a bit of a rough time in the laning phase, but he's going to set up the charm, and Faker blown up before he can react, before he can do anything there, and that is a kill plus. Dragon now going over to LIIV SANDBOX. They will have a 2-Drake lead going to the mid game. We'll find out what soul it's going to be here. Could be Hextech. It was Infernal last game. Could be extremely impactful, even though these individual Drakes aren't the biggest. It's Infernal again, and LIIV SANDBOX
now without his ultimate, as Gumayusi getting aggressed on here by Teddy. Does find the passive proc. Will he be able to get it here? As there is the final hit, and Teddy gets the solo kill onto the Zeri. Just not quite strong enough just yet, and also gets his flash. Yeah, Gumayusi in the mid lane once again, as Willa is not going to be able to get that spell shield off. There's the knock-up. He flashes to get himself out of the way, and the paranoia comes down, but the Nocturne is still dead. Teleport in from Faker as LIIV SANDBOX look to close in on this one. Faker this time is able to get this one off, but the Killer Instinct is going to come down. Closer goes golden as Gumayushi's over the wall. They managed to get Faker, and now Gumayusi could be in trouble. I don't know about the Everfrost, but it does not matter. He still picks up the kill, and now Clear is trying to just win the rest of the fight. He might be able to do so as well, as Owner is in a whole host of trouble.
No
Kyle
flash.
and Clear have plenty of CC, and Owner is just going to be dead. That is a double kill here for the Cassante. They kill everyone except
It's off. Ari's going to find a pick. T1 just trying to push for mid instead. I like this call.
Yeah, not even.
But
the Rift Herald is in, goes Clear just by himself. The ult comes down, but the paranoia is there to follow up. It's beautifully done. Carrier just going to try and get Teddy out of there, but he's going to have to come down at some point, and that is going to be another few kills for the Kaiser. They wipe the floor with T1, and they'll get whatever they would like off
whatever
the back
they
of
want. Whatever they want. I mean, I guess maybe absolutely dunked on. They're going to maybe get this Drake, though.
They're looking for it. Paranoia not quite up and available just yet, as there they go. They secure it. Now Closer hunting for some charms. Does not land it. Now Owner's going to be able to get out. And so heist successful here for T1. And LIIV SANDBOX not being able to secure that is actually a big deal. Owner going to be able to come down towards this bottom lane. Put down the Rift Herald. Help Zeus potentially secure this one. As LIIV SANDBOX, they do not want to give this up. Still, there is a Sejuani that is guarding, and Shirley will have her eye poked momentarily. Still not going to be able to secure this margin at 23 minutes into this game. Zeus about to hit Mega, but does get charmed up. Very charming, here's Closer, but he's going to get walloped here. There is a Nara into the wall. Teleport to come through from Clear, but I don't think they're going to get there in time. He goes golden, though, immediately after coming out of the stun, and now he's spirit rushing around the fight. Faker will start battling now, and there's kills are coming in for Gumayusi. The Magnet Storm is just a little bit too late, and I don't know whether Clear can be quite as Cassante as he wants. A triple now for Gumayusi as the Winter's Wrath not going to be able to find the last one, but T1 are straight back in at Teddy. I don't know about that one, buddy, but he's still going to try and get out of there. In goes Clear, finds some Qs as there's at least a kill on the Rakan, and it's a double for Teddy in the end, but that is an ace for Gumayusi.
Yeah. We'll certify it.
Yeah.
Put that one in the certified Zero moment column, which it's quite thick at this point. Is going to be very critical here for T1 against this poke from the Kaisa, but not a lot of vision.
All right, they're looking to go in onto Ona. He's in so much trouble. Paranoia comes down. Carrier does everything that he can, and the Sejuani will survive. Decent snare onto Faker, and now T1 will just say thank you so much. I guess we'll take ourselves our second Infernal Drake.
Carrier playing that so beautifully, and Zeus had his Gnar bar available with Mega Gnar. There's just no recontest.
Lane feeling pretty good as the hop comes down.
Yeah, this is the power of Cassante, or rather the Gnar into Cassante, and there's no flanking champions here. Well, you know, Guma's just stand up at front.
Yep, soul point battle, and once again, Willa doesn't find the spell shield. It's just off as Kyle's going to be blocked. He can't actually do anything. Gumayushi going to flash after getting the ulti off, and now he's perfectly safe. Still LIIV SANDBOX. They keep everyone alive. The dive in, and Willer is going to take down the Sejuani. Clear is so incredibly low as they do manage to get the charm, but Faker this time buffers beautifully, and Gumayushi now trying to turn onto Teddy. He's got the extra item, and Carrier is the hero. He's going to try and save him as now Closer looks for Gumayushi, but he's not going to be able to do it. It's Faker from over the wall that's able to launch himself in there. The Void Seekers make things so difficult, but Clear is the one that finally picks up the kill, and now it is a top 1v1, and well, he's about to go Mega Gnar, and Clear's just like, well, I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see whether I can do it, and the Gnar is not going to work, so Clear goes back home.
Yeah, I'd hit a helicopter after that one myself as well.
That's hilarious. He's like, oh, that's your idea? That's a great... Not going to land onto the Kaisa.
Turret falling down here, a little bit of map control loss for LIIV SANDBOX. T1 have control of these choke points, and you can't poke what you can't see him, and you can aimlessly, like, you know, try to toss those Void Seekers in and see what catches. You could use the Scryers, but just not a lot of info here for LIIV SANDBOX for Teddy to use to poke T1 away.
Well, Kyle is on some mad science right now as they look for Faker. Paranoia, they've managed to get the rocket jump as the Magnet Storm finds the flank angle, and Gumayushi is out of the fight. He just skates away. And LIIV SANDBOX, they pick up a couple of members, and now they're looking at Baron.
There's that Kyle angle. Zeus trying to slow them down here. He's got GA. He's sitting on 4 items right now. He's been level 18 for a while. Was level 18 in that last fight, but he's not alone. Going to be able to stop this Baron. Doesn't want to lose his GA either. LIIV SANDBOX pushed him away, and Kyle's flank works out, and you need somebody to pair with the Nocturne when it goes in to a backline target.
Things dark and make it difficult for T1 to face check, because face checking this comp when you have so much just turn on a dime onto anyone that's caught
like
out
this.
Speaking of which, that is just Teddy obliterating Faker.
Baker's 7th death of the game, and down he goes. He is just obliterated, and with no Tristana wave clear here, I mean, this is going to be probably at least an inhibitor going down. LIIV SANDBOX get pushed for that, then kite back to Dragon. They have so much control here, and even with this Gnar trying his best to try to mitigate some of this push, LIIV SANDBOX just setting it up. Several cannon minions here too, sieging up this bot inhibitor turret, and they're sending Teddy and Willer back to do the Dragon. And they still have a minute 15, so they can rush that Dragon down the group to try to finish off those inhibitors. The bottom turret goes extremely low, and LIIV SANDBOX just with immaculate control over this game now. A 3rd item for the Nocturne picked up.
Yeah,
and
Zeus does so much damage. There is so much that LIIV SANDBOX have to figure out. And Kyle, once again, looking for that flank angle. The flash in, they're still going for it as they dive on top of Gumayushi. And there is the eradication immediately by Teddy. He's going to grab yet another one. It's a double for Closer as Zeus is just going to get singled out and destroyed. Closer goes golden here as well, and will be able to take down Faker. His previous mentor will be taken down, and Zeus will be flashed after as well. It's Willa that'll finish that one off, and now LIIV SANDBOX will get to work on the Nexus. What a fantastic game, and it felt like they'd thrown away all control, and they kept it together, and they managed to take down T1 here in game number 2. And do you know what the best part is, Wolf? We get another one, because this is just an evening out. And it's Ona, so like, would Ona let anybody else on the team play Lee Sin? I don't think so.
They're having a little bit of a setup here where, remember we talked about what Maokai does for Jace? You know, we're like, oh yeah, lock him down, do all that poke damage. You know, what he does for Varus, yeah, get that poke damage in there.
Trying to redeem himself on the Azir. So many stories, let's get into it. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. FAKER currently just like scanning over the passive, and he's like, wait, that doesn't give me armor anymore? What is going on here? As of course, that was changed like 6 years ago, I imagine.
Can we get this?
Put in a fair bit of practice, and it is actually Maokai top. So never mind. Ona is the one playing the Lee Sin. So it's what we thought at the beginning, and I got bamboozled.
Yeah, I really didn't see an angle to where Lee Sin feels like a good choice into the Jack. So I was like trying to like 400 degrees, like figure out like, oh, is it like hop angle? But
if he jumps in with Counter-Strike, you can kick it back. As yeah, FAKER is gonna have to flash.
Also, here's the other thing. Like, regardless of Lee Sin versus, and yeah, I do like the what you're saying about the dragging kick there into the Counter-Strike.
No, it's not. First blood angle here is clear. Will have the Counter-Strike back up and available. Zeus was trying to get it out, and Willa here for the counter gang. Should be a 2v2 if Ona is going to go in. But as you can see, Clear just does not want any part of this whatsoever. Twisted Advance comes down. There's the Counter-Strike. He uses it a little early, and the flash comes through. Ona is going to be able to pick that one up, and Willa decided to abandon ship. Doesn't want...
They're securing that kill, and helping to secure a little bit of prio here was the idea. He doesn't find anything. It will actually be the Drake going over to LIIV Sandbox, the first of the game. I'm more curious, more than anything else, like T1, yeah, they've got a pretty significant gold lead right now. In fact,
the only thing that I really remember, as that is shocking orb.
Xerath flashing here as well.
Estate, you know, it could have been a problem. The Ents they would have demanded an end mood. As okay, Willa is going to get knocked up. There's the shocking orb that we were talking about before, and Ona going to claim his second victim here. Willa just caught trying to steal some popcorn.
Rift Herald here trying to push this Jax out. Nature's Grasp available.
Yeah, closer, no teleport as there is the dive attempt. They do Bramble Smash him back as, oh my god, that was actually just a beautiful Twisted Advance. As Ona, Clear is going to be able to create enough distance.
Adding some additional damage. You just don't want to mess around with getting the Jax fed. FAKER?
Okay, he's going to get stunned up, and Emperor's Divide is going to be there. FAKER, of course, no flash remaining. He's just going to stand and accept.
Taking their time with this, to be honest. Now LIIV Sandbox have gotten enough control to at least put Willer and Kyle into the conversation. Teddy also going to be able to clear this wave, and still going to be the Drake going over to T1, but LIIV Sandbox
closer can get this one done earlier. I don't think that it is anywhere near low enough, and certainly not a lot of damage was done to it prior as Willa waiting in the wings. You can see Gumayusi taking a little bit of damage here as the Glacial Prison does go a bit wide. I'd say, you know, a bit wide if you call wide heading to Narnia.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's quite wide, actually, yeah, I would say. Not really that close.
And the outer turret now going to fall down. Kyle in a bit of trouble here as he walked pretty far forward, but they don't get a secondary charge.
In gold.
Well, there is the Emperor's Divide. No kick from Ona. As the quickness comes on through, Ona going to get the mini kick into the wall as Closer is going to flash. They dive forward, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Ona tanks another turret shot, but there is going to really do it. But Ona has demonstrated to us many, many times that he can get that done. As Closer, he's going to have to get out of there. FAKER just slowing him down, throwing all of his abilities out. That is going to guarantee that this first Ocean does go to T1.
And Ocean Drake
Kyle is desperately trying to get this kill.
He's greeting. FAKER.
Yeah, there's the Solar Flare, gets the flash.
Hey, you're going to have a problematic situation. Now, T1 have cleared some deep vision here like we were talking about. They've constantly been surfing around this Baron pit, and they're going to start this off. But LIIV Sandbox have to commit a teleport here to contest.
Yeah, they're just getting on in there. This could just be a flip as FAKER is coming over. There's the Arcano Pulse. They get the kick out. There is the secure, but can they win the fight? The True Shot Barrage does decent work as Closer looking for his angle. He gets in and finds two, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough. The Rite of the Arcane is soaring through, and it's so much damage as Gumayusi as well doing a whole bunch. Teddy just trying to get that footwork to work out as the Q is going to miss, and now Teddy is looking for the carry angle, but Ona, he sinks his fangs in, and that is going to be that. Kyle, nothing that he can do. It was almost super carry Teddy, but it wasn't. The ace in the end, the Baron on top, and T1, I think they are going to be able to take this game.
It looks likely, and
Baron power play. Clear is going to move it maybe to a 4.5, but we're going to see T1 trying to gather some more here as, yeah, the Space Nature's Grasp does come through. Kyle trying to escape this one. Rite of the Arcane, kind of terrifying. At this point in time, does push them all the way back, and the inner turret will be secured. Wow.
Horizon Folk, and he's like, this champ, but it doesn't look likely anymore after that absolute crushing defeat on the Baron.
And you can see Zeus he's like, oh no, man, like, this was so easy. You just press the R button and take whichever turret you want. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true as, all right, Clear, let's see whether this is going to work. First step, not quite figured out yet, as now the engage comes through, and T1 are just going to try and catch them before the Jax even arrives. Emperor's Divide does nothing because Twisted Advance doesn't allow you to be targetable. And once again, it is Faker going down, but he is the only one, and Clear has 4 friends willing to take him out. That is going to be a triple for Gumayusi, and T1 will now march their way up this top lane. There is still a Kyle back alive, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to stop this base from being broken.
One man against the world.
Yeah.
He is going to try to come over here, as T1 don't have a top wave just yet, but they will in just a second here as they instantly clear the wave with Guma's Feathers. Looks like it's going to be enough time here for Closer to respawn. He won't have ult, and T1 actually unable to get this inhibitor either, just the turret to fall.
Be careful about that one. And Ona has GA done. 3 items on the jungler. I mean, there are barely 2 for Willer. In fact, there aren't 2. As the ulti is once again going to go wide. Willer just not having the greatest of days today. As Ona now looks for the angle. Emperor's Divide is going to land onto Ona, who will be taken down to his GA. Will it be enough, though, as there is the grand entrance, and the Rite of the Arcane just comes down. Faker, I think, might die again, or maybe this, no, the Empower is going to work out. Leap Strike comes through there for Clear, so he will escape. Teddy wanted no part of this, and so it's a 3-for-1.
Yeah, he's going to at least keep this mid-wave occupied right now, but the top wave is going to be the problem here for LIIV Sandbox once this Baron gets taken, as Teddy is just... he's down here trying to steal away as many pieces of gold as he can. Knock up Xerath for the follow-up. Easy.
It's just absurd. Like, the amount of Blade Caller plus Xerath damage is just nutty. As he's having a giggle about this Xerath
He's having a fun time.
It's just... oh, okay, well, Clear. Oh, the DDR. Look at those young hands. Oh, my God, it's not enough.
Got burned.
He was dancing. Immediately, he builds.
Get his Sereldas. You know, there's a death cap in Closer's near future here. His Ocean Soul now secured for T1. And they still have 90 seconds, 95 seconds left on this Baron to try to push to end here. But no inhibs have gone down.
Carrier could find a potential angle with Sandbox a little bit split up here. Teddy, he's got 3 items like you were talking about, but it really just doesn't feel like he's doing any damage at all. As you can see, just tickling both Carrier and Zeus. It's actually a very tanky Rakan. 14 assists in this game.
Yeah, really difficult to get through this Maokai as well, as Guma is just never really under threat. It's hard to hit this guy when he's perfectly positioned every time.
Well, Carrier dashing around. Kyle looks for the back line. They do manage to find the front line, as Zeus may be taken down low, but he's got so many tools to keep him alive. Teddy at full health right now, as it's only Kyle that has fallen just yet. The first inhibitor will be taken, and T1 5 versus 4 now. It's the war of attrition. I think that if you're going to engage, maybe not the Maokai.
Yeah, probably not that one. They wanted to get on top of Guma, at least force out his ultimate. Kyle unsuccessful there. And LIIV Sandbox, I mean, they're trying to use True Shot Barrage here to keep T1 at bay, at arm's length here, but there's a limit. Closer still has his Emperor's Divide. They have the Nexus turrets, and I think that's where they're going to try to make their stand here if T1 further commit. Yeah. He has full health, teleported back in.
Yeah, Gumayusi relatively low, might be a target, but Clear just walking up towards them. Closer in the back, trying to get damage down where he can. That's a beautiful stun there as Willer has to Arctic Assault himself out of the way. And Nexus turret number 1 going to fall. Closer, no flash. Hard to find a Emperor's Divide angle here. We'll put up the Sun Disc turret to try to buy further time. One more chance. Yeah, the Nature's Grasp does come through. Counter-Strike trying to work out, but the Dragon Rage kick is just fantastic. Kyle still manages to get in there. Emperor's Divide onto 2, but now that is not a tool that is left available. And Clear, we've seen this one before. Yeah, you might be able to kill him, but you're not even able to do that this time around, as T1, the 3rd time of asking, will claim the Nexus and make it a 2-1 over LIIV Sandbox here today. Perfect KDAs for jungle.